Hi, welcome back to the Milk and Honey Life channel. Today I'm very excited to do a proper apartment tour. I live in a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, honestly very generic, very grateful for it, but it is a very generic apartment. Has all of the like factory finishings that apartments come with, like generic wall color, generic carpet, generic countertops and cabinets and things that I can't change. So I wanted to show you an apartment tour to kind of show you how I've decorated the space, how I've made it cozy. It's a big thing for me, and how I've tried to make it my own, even though it's a rental, so it is by definition temporary. And I can't change that much about it. So if you struggle with that kind of mindset of like, oh, this isn't my forever home, what's the point? I hope that this video is going to inspire you to kind of nest into your apartment or your living situation and make it feel good for you, because you deserve that. So let's get straight into the tour. I'll show you all around my house, so come on in. All right, we just came in the front door. So this is the entrance to our apartment. That's Lolita, one of the friends that lives here. Hi, Lo, you're a good girl. Hi, can you tell everybody welcome to our home? So this is the entryway when you first come in. I have this beautiful wall mirror from Walmart. It was like $5. It's plastic, but it looks nice. I have my Cinderella jack-o'-lantern, which honestly at this point I think I'm leaving out all year round and just trying to rotate the decor on it. We are actually kind of in between Halloween and Christmas decor right now in the Nauert household, so that's why I thought this would be a good time for this tour. But that said, there's my jack-o'-lantern, and I think it's gonna stay out all year, and I have a tutorial on it. Then I've got just like tissues, dog treats. This dresser holds sort of kitchen overflow. These are things for right when we're heading out the door. Sunglasses, keys, doggy poop bags. I wonder who those are for. That's like our last minute supplies when we're heading out. Also on the other side here, there's a coat closet. So that's pretty standard coats, and I kind of just hide the kitchen clutter, the dog's leashes, storing extra paper goods and things in here. So that is the entryway. And then the kitchen itself, like I mentioned, this kitchen isn't exactly to our tastes as far as the cabinets and the countertops, but I love to make it feel as homey as I possibly can. So I will show you some of the touches in here. We have a scent scape, as I like to call it, right off the bat. So when you come in, you smell this Bath & Body Works wallflower. And I often have this candle lit, and I've been doing the autumn scent in here. It's kind of like an apple-y scent. And I'm usually really good about keeping fresh flowers here, but right now I sadly just have some kind of pathetic looking little baby's breath, but it still adds a little something when there's flowers in the house. And just try to keep the kitchen counters clear, except for my little coffee station here. I can't really recommend this Keurig. Sadly, it kind of is finicky about when it brews, but it sure is cute. And I have my Keurig pods in this donut jar from World Market. I really love this thing. And then on this side, I have some straws. I have gotten the memo. I know straws are evil, so we use stainless steel straws, which are in the silverware drawer. But I mean, I already had those, so that's decor, I guess. And then I also have some Christmas lights in here, which you guys ask about a lot. And it's truly just simple white twinkle lights, and I have them hung on these clear hooks, which I could link in the comments down below or in the description below. But they're just clear adhesive command hooks, so they come right off without damaging apartment walls. But you can't quite see them usually. You just see like the twinkly glow, and I think it's such cozy kitchen lighting. I really, really love it. And yeah, the rest of the kitchen's just pretty standard. We've got our Christmas countdown going. My vitamin thing that I'm obsessed with. This little stand is actually a Keurig holder, like it had a drawer for Keurig pods. But I actually took the Keurig out, and I keep this as my meal planning binder. I use AAY Nutrition yummy healthy meal plans from Trader Joe's. So I love those, and I can just kind of easily access my plans there under the toaster. Fridge, I try to keep it somewhat uncluttered. I'll usually put our meal plan up, but I didn't this week. And I have this little handmade sign that I did to hide all of our Ziploc and stuff storage. So it's not ideal, but you know, in an apartment you kind of have to find little storage solutions, like using the top of your fridge, but that sort of hides the clutter for it. And then coming out of the kitchen, I have this fabulous mug rack, and my coffee sign needs to be turned on. Those are both just from Amazon, the sign and the rack. And I'm a mug addict, as you probably well know. So I have that storage and a cabinet of mugs, and I just love them. And I have this little leather, simple little bench that we can sit and put our shoes on. It also has board game storage inside of here, so that makes it easier to access our games when we have people over or want to play something. Lolita's gonna be in every little inch of this video because she's so interested in whatever's going on. But coming out of the kitchen, we come into the living room, and I kind of tried to continue a little bit of a color scheme between the two areas so that it feels more cohesive, open floor plan. So we have reds and blues, and if you can't tell, I love anything retro and vintage. So a lot of this is kind of inspired by that until I can afford all of the actual vintage pieces of my dreams. We have inspired by. So these are some bar stools from Amazon. This is my record player, which I love so much. It's that really cute suitcase design. It's a Victrola. I can link it on Amazon, and it's on this bar cart. So I have record storage and a few candles and wine glasses. So it serves a few purposes. And then continuing around the living room, this here is sort of a tribute to my sweet hubby. He's very good about letting me mostly choose the decor, although I try to keep it kind of neutral so that it's not all pink, as you'll soon see a lot of it is, but not in here. So this is sort of my ode to his love of Batman. So this display case is from IKEA. I think it's a really cool case, and it is full of his collection of black and white Batman, I almost said dolls, but no, figurines. And some of them are really special. That's one that I actually made for him. And this is actually one from our sweet friend that we made here on YouTube. So he loves his little case here, and it's really special. He has a bat light and everything. That's how you know it's legit. Then coming into the living room, if you saw my recent sort of redecorating video, you know I kind of made a point to have a more solid color scheme in here, and also to kind of tuck away some of the clutter. So I have these IKEA storage boxes, which have some of our just like little knickknacks and odds and ends that we like to have accessible in here. This lamp is from Target. These adorable coasters were a gift from my husband. I think they're from Amazon, but I love anything typewriter themed. And here's just a pretty mirrored tray, also from Amazon. Right now I have this cotton wreath around it, and I am burning pumpkin peanut brittle, which has been one of my favorite candles this fall. These pillows are from IKEA. They're very, very comfy and squishy. And on this little end table, we have another typewriter thing. This was also a gift from a friend that I made here, and I love this, and we use it as a remote control caddy. And I have a couple candles I like to light in the morning when I don't have time for like a big candle, but I still want something. Then we have these two director's chairs here that are actually from our wedding, because we had an old Hollywood themed wedding in a film studio. So those were the chairs at our little sweethearts table. So they're very special to us, and they have her name embroidered on them. And they also have these little black and white Mickey Mouse. I have these touches from IKEA in the windowsill. I almost forgot to turn my fireplace on for you guys. Horror of all horrors. But I just used this fireplace on Netflix to add a little ambiance to our home, since we don't have an actual fireplace, though my dream home definitely will, because it's so cozy. Look at that, the dog laying by the fire. It just doesn't get better. So that is a good tip also for apartment living if you aren't able to have an actual fireplace. I have that star on the wall from Target. And all of the wall art in here are sort of vintage inspired travel posters of places that either myself or my husband have lived. So we have Orlando, where I'm from. We have Savannah, Georgia, where we met and fell in love. And there's Tybee Island, which is also near Savannah, Georgia, and Las Vegas, and of course, Los Angeles. So that's just kind of like a fun collection, something that Nate picked out, and I wanted to let him have some design choices since it's not all up to me. Oh, I think I almost forgot to mention that this is the Enchanted Rose from Beauty and the Beast, and I made that. If you guys want a DIY on that, let me know. We could totally do it. And then lastly in here, I also wanted to mention our little dining table. So another sort of pitfall of apartment living, there's not a great dining area space built into this layout, but I still think it's important to have a nice spot to sit for our meals. So we have this table that I found that I think is great. It has a very low profile because the chairs tuck like seamlessly into the table design. So it's a very good small space solution, and it really doesn't take up a ton of room in here. Hello, I can't believe you're gonna be in every shot of this video. You're so goofy. Meanwhile, our other dog is like nowhere to be found. But one thing I've started doing recently is keeping the table set because it just really has that cozy, homey vibe, I feel like, and it looks pretty and it kind of incorporates some of the colors of the room. So I've just been leaving it set, and then, you know, after meals I clear it off and reset it. But I've got red napkins. I think these are actually coasters from IKEA, at least I use them for coasters. These plates are so cool. They're from World Market, placemats from IKEA. Salt and pepper shakers from Disneyland. So then moving from the living room into the bedroom, this is kind of my zen happy place. And I also redecorated this with you guys recently, so it has more of a gray color palette in here. We have the huge print from IKEA on the wall. I know it's not necessarily the best place for that design-wise, but we just really liked it over the bed. So that goes there, and this is our bed scape, I guess. I knitted this blanket with you recently in my fall vlog, and it is just so soft. And I have to say, it has felt so cozy and nice to have a homemade blanket on the bed. I just absolutely love that. These pillows say His Beauty and Her Beast, and they are from Amazon. This is my little Build-A-Bear Beast teddy bear. I love him so much. These pillows are super soft from IKEA. Ugh, I love them. So good. Lamps are from Target. Bedside tables are actually like file drawers from IKEA. And I truly love using them as bedside tables because there's so much storage. We both kind of hoard books, and we have the best intentions of reading a lot of books. So I have all sorts of stuff stored in here. But one hack that I really love is putting our cell phone chargers in here. So Nate sawed a little hole back here on the back side of this filing cabinet thing, and we put an extension cord through there, and it's actually in the back of this drawer, which allows me to plug all my chargers in here, and I can just kind of hide that mess during the day because it really bothered me to have all the cords out from charging. So I just take those out at night, and it's a really good hack to hide cords. And this is my little makeup station where I can sit on this fuzzy ottoman and do my makeup. This is a print of a photo that Nate took up on the central coast of California. And then over here we have another kind of cozy lighting moment. I love my twinkle lights. I don't care if some people think they're for dorm rooms. I think they're for any phase of life because they just make me happy. So I have those in here, and then I have this little display with fake candles that I can control by remote, which I very much enjoy turning those off, like once I'm crawled into bed. We have a picture from our wedding day. And this print was actually something I designed for Nate for our anniversary. It has the lyrics to our song really faintly in the background. And it's a picture of us right after we said, I do. Also, this little print we got as a souvenir when we were in Mexico this summer in Guanajuato. And it was just such a romantic, beautiful place. So we love that. And then in here is the bathroom. I am very fortunate that we have 2 bathrooms in this apartment. And my darling husband takes the other one so that this one can be mine because we don't share bathrooms very well because I am very high maintenance, as you might say, and I love to have a lot of fun, girly products to just kind of enjoy and play with. And so it's for the best if his minimalism, his masculine minimalism is in like another room. So we kind of share this bathroom, but it's mostly mine. And on this hook, I have a couple robes. I'm obsessed with robes, so I always keep those handy. And I have a very strong pink theme in here, of course. I have my Hello Gorgeous shower curtain from Amazon. I have these Hello Gorgeous towels, which I believe were from TJ Maxx. This cabinet, this mirrored medicine cabinet, holds a lot of extra skincare and stuff, and that's from IKEA. It's such a good find. I believe it's called God Morgan or something. You know, it's so hard to remember IKEA pieces' names, but that is excellent extra storage. I have some prints here from my favorite photographer, Sharon Montrose. She takes amazing animal photos. Then on my bathroom counter here, this is actually a 3-tier tray, but I only built it with 2 of the tiers. This again was just from Amazon. It's like a pink cake tray, and it's really pretty and girly. And I just use this for storing random things that I like to grab all the time. Deodorant, some perfume, some accessories, a little tray of jewelry, some extra candles when I need more lighting. We just have our toothbrushes. Of course, I have a scent Scape in here as well. So we've got pumpkin cupcake going in here with all the candles, the wallflower, the soap, everything has to match. You know how I am. And then this cute little rug says Berry Clean, and that was from Kohl's. And another thing that I am so fortunate in this apartment is that we do have very large closets, and I will never stop being grateful for that. Because as you'll see, there's more stuff in this closet than in the rest of the whole apartment. Because I like a clean, uncluttered looking space as much as possible, but I'm also very sentimental and I like to have tchotchkes and little mementos. Here is a jewelry organizer, very handy because it just hangs on the back of the door and it has like all my costume jewelry and things. This section is all Nate's stuff. So he has his shoes, his clothes hanging here. There is a shoe rack down here that I have mostly commandeered, so bless him for letting me use that extra shoe space. And on this side of the closet wall are some silly little paintings that I've made for Nate. I have like a series of paintings of him swimming, basically. I'm not a very good artist, but what can I say? He inspires me. So those are just kind of like silly little gifts I like to make for him. And then marking sort of the separation between his side and my side, I have this stand full of Bath & Body Works stuff because I'm obsessed with Bath & Body Works stuff. And as you can see behind it, there's a little bit of a Disney shrine in here. So Bath & Body Works shrine with all my extra candles, soaps, body sprays. So as I'm getting ready in the morning, I tend to just come in here to get dressed because my clothes are in here. I can do my body sprays in here. And everything in here just makes me happy. So I think of this as like a dressing area, dressing room. Most of these Disney ears I made myself because I've recently learned how to do that and I've gone to town with that knowledge. I have this really pretty little circular shelf from Target that has some deer stuffed animals on it because I personally don't think we ever outgrow our inner child. So these are just things that kind of make my inner child happy. I don't think there's anything wrong with that personally, but everybody to each their own. And these are like little stuffed animals that Nate has won for me and things like that. I've got a little thing of pins here. I have some sentimental art, this picture frame of everyone dear in my life that I made for myself as like a reminder. And I have these heart-shaped paintings that Nate made for me that I just adore so much. So when I'm getting ready in the morning, I kind of like to look at this area and just sort of fill myself up with like feel-good vibes because this is all stuff I just really love. I have some sweaters stacked up there, some purses. These are all like my Disney purses that I tend to take to the parks because I do really love going to Disney if I haven't mentioned that. And then these are more my everyday purses. And I have them stored in these sideways baskets. You know those collapsible baskets you can get really cheap at like IKEA? I have them sideways so it's almost like a shelf and that lets me stack my purses inside. I have my clothes. I have a whole video on organizing this closet and it has a freebie for these little organizers that I made, but I have my clothes all organized here. More shoes down here on these shoe racks, and the dogs also have their crates in here. Sometimes they like to kind of escape whatever we're up to, and this is like their little bedrooms. So adorable. And then this is a 9-drawer storage piece from IKEA that, as you can see, I have labeled. I labeled it just really simply with printing out on paper, cutting it out, and sticking it on with double-sided tape. So totally easy. It doesn't have to be hardcore to label the stuff that you own. And just some sort of storage but pretty things here, some gloves and a wine glass, an oil diffuser. This smells amazing, but also all this Bath & Body Works stuff. It's so great having it in here because it just smells incredible and it makes the whole closet smell so good. I just think this room is like fun overload, sentimental overload, and it just cheers me up every morning when I'm getting dressed in here to have some of my beloved favorite things. But when it's too overwhelming because it's just a lot, I just close the door and I'm sort of back to the peaceful minimalism that I like to have throughout the rest of the apartment. Look who I finally found, the other member of the household. This is DC. These are both our sweet adopted dogs. They're getting a little bit older and we love them so much. We love you guys so much. And sadly, my husband isn't home right now, or else you could meet the whole family that lives in this little house. But okay, let's move on to the other side of the apartment. So you saw the living area, the kitchen, and our bedroom through there. And now if you come through to this side, I will take you into the hallway cave of wonders. There's just some dog toys there, some sentimental photos hung up. And this little hallway desk nook is Nate's space. He has an office away from the home. He's a video producer by day and an amazing screenwriter by night, but also by day. So he doesn't necessarily need a whole home office setup. He's got some of his video equipment here, his backpack that he takes to and from work and stuff, and his computer. But this little corner is just kind of his to do what he wants with, and he's pretty minimal. This Batman postcard was from one of our friends, again on YouTube. And this is just his little desk. And then this is his bathroom space. So it's just kind of a simple, manly little bathroom. I let him totally pick his decor in here. So there's this painting from a comic book that I actually got framed for him years ago when we first started dating. He has this Hollywood shower curtain and a cinema poster. And it's just kind of a gray theme in here, kind of manly, kind of simple. I don't mess with it too much. You know, I'll come and clean the beard hair out of his sink occasionally, but for the most part, that's just his little room. Then we have the washer and dryer in here. And again, I consider myself very fortunate to have a washer and dryer in an apartment. I know not all apartments do. And not only do we have one, but we have all the storage space. So I'm very, very happy about that. And these are just sort of cleaning supplies that I have organized into these clear shoe boxes. Again, I labeled it by just printing on plain paper, cutting it and taping it on. So it can be that simple and it still looks really nice. And I just have this thing that's like my caddy of daily cleaning stuff. I am definitely going to be doing some clean with me. So get subscribed if you don't want to miss those. And then coming out of this hallway, we are entering my little home office, AKA the happiest little place that I just love so, so much. And I kind of had free reign decorating in here. So as you can see, it's a very pink palette, which fills my heart with joy. I don't know what to say. I just love pink. If that's wrong, I don't want to be right. So over here, this gorgeous pink, like suede futon is actually from Walmart. I will put a link if there's any way I can find it. This little IKEA faux fur rug is sort of the dog's bed in here that they love, and they hang out with me while I'm working. So I work from home all day here. I'm a freelance writer and editor, and I also obviously have a YouTube channel. So that's what this room mostly is for. This lamp is from Target. I just have this little marquee that I like to change out the inspirational quote on. These prints are kind of artsy. I can't remember the website they were from. I'll put a link if I can find it. But it's sort of a representation of milk and honey, which is obviously my YouTube channel name. Just sort of artsy and fun, but feminine, I thought. And then this case is full of my little collectibles that I treasure, and it's mostly Cinderella stuff because she is my girl. I love everything Cinderella, but I also love Beauty and the Beast, so I have a lot of Beauty and the Beast knickknacks. I could do like a whole Disney collection if that's something you'd be interested in, because I definitely enjoy collecting things. These are some My Little Ponies that remind me of my childhood, and some books from my childhood are in there too. Then here is my desk setup. This is just a desk from IKEA. Again, I'm so sorry, I don't know exactly what it's called. This is their just plain white desktop that you can get. And I have it on top of two of these filing drawers, which I believe are called the Alex drawers. So it gives me tons of space for organizing, which is so key. And it also holds my desk up. This chair is from Amazon. It's been sold out for a while though, but I'll put a link in case it ever comes back. I love having this pink desk pad on here. I just think it really makes a simple, cheap IKEA desk feel a little bit more special. Got my laptop set up. In this corner, I have a cute fake plant from Target. I absolutely love and treasure this so much. This had a bottle of champagne in it, and it's obviously supposed to look like a giant lotion bottle with a pink label. It's just like made for me, and my sweet, sweet, sweet sister-in-law found that for me and got that for me, so I love it so much. And then this is my little bell that I ring when I clock in and out of work, because even though I work from home, it helps a lot to feel that sense of professionalism. And I have a whole video about my working from home tips and everything if you want to watch that. I also have a whole ebook out with all of my planning and productivity tips, tricks, and hacks, and little things to help you get the most of your time in your home office or at your real office or wherever you might work. So here's my planner binder. You guys have seen lots of videos on that, and again, that goes into detail on that in my ebook. And I just have some more things over here, some candles, a fake plant from IKEA. I have my printer, which is a Canon printer that has been discontinued. And on this side, I have two fake, what is this called? Fiddle leaf figs plants, fig trees? I don't know, those are from IKEA. This painting I made myself in a recent vlog as well, if you wanted to see that. And then here are two typewriters. I used to have a much bigger typewriter collection. I love typewriters. It's kind of a cumbersome thing to collect, but at least these two survived when we did sell everything we owned and moved across the country. So I have this one, which is vintage. It doesn't work right now because I need to replace the ribbon, but it's very cute. This one is not vintage. It's actually from Michael's, which is not as fun, but it does work really well because it's brand new pretty much. So I can type on this one. And then they're just on this like locker style furniture piece from IKEA. And then lastly in here, I have these two gorgeous pink suitcases that are decorative from Amazon. I think they were sold out too, but I'll link them in case they're back. Love them so much. They have like crafting supplies in them. These are some of my favorite books that I have sitting out on top. And then for time's sake, I'm not gonna go in this closet right now, but I do have a whole video on it if you wanna see the organization in there. So that is everything, the whole tour in a nutshell. As you can see, a lot of our furniture pieces are from IKEA. They're very budget friendly. That's another tip. Until you're kind of in your dream home and you can afford the kind of furniture pieces that you want, then make do, because IKEA has some really cute stuff for great deals. And if there's anything I forgot to mention where it's from IKEA. Like that white piece in the corners from IKEA, etc. But I will try to link everything I can down below. I hope that that was maybe a little bit inspirational for you, or just fun to see a little slice of life for someone else. But that is kind of how I cope with having a more temporary apartment living type of situation. I know I'm not in my forever home, I'm not in my dream home. I used to have my dream home and we moved it to move across the country, and I wouldn't change that adventure for anything. So even though this might not be your typical YouTube house tour where it's like all of the nicest, newest, most chic furnishings and whatnot, these are just some like doable, livable, on a budget-able tips for you in your real life. As I showed you, almost everything I own is from IKEA, and that's on a budget, and I'm okay with that because it has been able to work to fit my style and my hubby's style and make us feel cozy and at home here. And I think at the end of the day, that's the most important thing. So my biggest tips that I would just like to impart to you is that if you have that same kind of mindset I used to have, where it's like, oh, this is just a one-year lease, like I don't know what's gonna happen next year, I'm not gonna bother putting my art on the walls, I would urge you to do it anyway and nest anyway, because it's just gonna feel so much better when you're in your own space if you do let yourself settle into it. It doesn't have to be your forever home, it doesn't have to be your perfect home, it doesn't have to be made and tailored exactly to your every whim and taste and desire, because the truth is a lot of us aren't that fortunate to have that situation all the time, myself included. But I've definitely made this apartment into something I absolutely love, and no matter what, of course, I'm so grateful to have a roof over my head. And this is actually a ton of space for us in this area, LA. So I'm very grateful for that. Even if, you know, geographically it's not exactly where we want to be, or furnishings wise it's not exactly what we want, you can still make it yours. I used to be really bad about having the mindset of, oh, it's just an apartment, or oh, it's just a dorm room, I'm not gonna really settle in. But I've come so far on that that now, like, my husband and I will check into a hotel room for one night and I'll unpack our suitcase into the drawers because I just think it's so important to have that sort of sense of peace and groundedness that comes from being nested in whatever your surroundings might be. So even if it's like you move back in with your parents and you just have a bedroom for now, or whatever your situation might be, however temporary, I would just love to urge you guys to do small things. It doesn't have to be a huge commitment. It definitely doesn't have to be a big financial commitment, but do small things, take small actions to feel a little more nested, a little more grounded, a little bit more like your space is your own, so that it gives you those warm, cozy, feel-good vibes that you deserve to have. And I'd also just say, to get to that point where you do feel more nested in your space, do a little self-reflection and think, what makes a space feel good to you? Like, what kind of signifies to your heart and your brain and your body that you are home? Like for me, as you might have noticed, I love cozy lighting, like some twinkle lights, dim lighting, candlelight. That triggers feel good, like endorphins for me. Like I just really cuddle up and feel cozy and safe and happy when it's like that. For you, it might be something totally different. It might be like complete minimalism really clears your head and makes you feel good. Or it might be the opposite. It might be maximalism. Like you want to have everything that you love around you at all times and all of your shelves full and all of your spaces covered in little tchotchkes that make you happy or whatever it is. So whichever of those sides you might fall on, just kind of give it a little bit of self-reflection. Maybe browse Pinterest or YouTube or wherever for ideas and see what's resonating with you, and then do it. It doesn't have to be, like I said, on a huge scale. You can put up one row of twinkle lights and that can be your happy corner where the twinkle lights are, or whatever it might be. So that's my message to you, and above all, I just want to say thank you for stepping into my home, and I hope you enjoyed this little tour. So be sure to tune back in, hit subscribe so you don't miss future videos. We're going to do a lot of home related stuff coming up on this channel. I feel like it just 'tis the season to really nest and settle in. So say hi in the comments, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.